emphasis really is not so much on about how much is given, but the emphasis is on the responsibility that is given. It is not the amount, which most times is what we do. We focus on the amount because we sometimes quantify greatness or importance on how much we have, when in truth and in fact it's bigger than that. Because the truth is, we live in a society and a time where you feel that the biggest car makes you the most important person. The biggest job makes you the most important person. The biggest house on the hill makes you the most important person. But in Jesus' book, clearly, it's not the case. The case clearly is about responsibility. I think it is important that we understand that responsibility is a big thing in that. That if you are not conscious about the responsibility that you are given, then you probably will not function the way you ought to function, because you believe that you don't have what to function with. You feel you don't have enough to function with, when what you have is really what you need to function. It's the same kind of responsibility that I believe the Jamaica Fire Brigade has to the country at large, where your responsibility is to ensure the safety and protection of lives and property. And if you believe that what you have is not enough over the responsibility that you have to do what you've been commissioned to do, then the truth is, we may go through another year and only complain. We may go through another year and just say, well, the government, well, the politician, well, the truck them, well, the officer leak, But that's not the case when we look at the text. And so I want to raise up about 4 things or 5 things from the text and then just, let you go. The first thing I want us to look at is that the king is the one who gives the talents and opportunities. The king. But listen to what the text says. The text says that the owner gave to the people his wealth. You see, that's important, incredibly important. Notice what the text says. The text says he gives 3 persons his wealth. 1 got 5, 1 got 2, and 1 got. But in this case, we're talking about bag of golds. Yeah, man. But notice, all of them is classified as what? Wealth. It never says the one that is 5 is wealth, and the one that is 1 is small change. No, he gave 3 persons his wealth. It doesn't stop there. Notice what the text says. The text says he gives them according to their. Everything is not for everybody. I've come to learn that. It's not everybody can be cool and calm under pressure like you, commissioner. That's why they're not commissioner. Now, sometimes we're fooled into thinking that all of this is us. Yeah, man. So like sometimes we like preacher. When we preach and people get up and say, yes, and people like God say, man, you can't preach it. And we say, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we say, no, it's not your gift. Like the only reason why you are capable of doing what you do is because you've been entrusted with something that you don't even have the capability of owning yourself. Watch this. Why? Everything you have belongs to God. He gives his stuff to us. When we forget that we work for him, we become either idle at work and think that is our one, or we start treating our jobs in an idolatrous way. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. We believe the job is ours, where with all. We believe that's why some people struggle in their jobs. You know why? Because they feel that their source is the job, when they don't understand that your source is God. It wasn't the job who gave you the gifts you have. It was the Lord who knew your abilities and entrusted to you his wealth, his gifts. So when you bring that into the Jamaica Fire Brigade, that is supposed to be something that now demonstrates to everybody that the God that is above has entrusted you with some stuff that is going to make everybody around you better. That is going to make the people on the outside that you serve better. That is going to make the people on the outside that you serve safe. Why? Because you've been entrusted with gifts. Too many people are struggling because too many people are trying to impress the commissioner. They are trying to impress the deputy commissioner and the superintendent. We are trying to impress, the government. And I say, no, your job and my job is to honor God with what we do. It's once we begin to honor God, you know what's going to happen? The opportunities that present themselves, we're going to make use of them. Listen, one person said, this well-known entrepreneur and philanthropist and philosopher in Canada, and I think this is something that we would have heard all the time. The tree finds out its real strength in the middle of a storm. If a storm never blows, a tree will not know how strong it is. And I'm saying that to say this, that we've been given some gifts, and we've been called to work this gift in a storm, in a pandemic. And some people want to give up and run. I want to say to you that we're not going to run. We're going to stand up, and we're going to make this pandemic know that God knew about this pandemic before it came, and God knew we were going to be here in this pandemic, and God resourced us for this pandemic. It simply means that whatever happens, we're going to win. Like, I'm confident I'm going to beat this. If I'm dead, I'm going to win. If I die, I'm going to win. And if I live, I'm going to win. Why? Because God is in control. Oh, there are some people who don't believe that because they don't believe in, that's all right. The fact that you don't believe that don't mean that it's not true. Not because you don't believe don't mean it's not true. So that's all right. You can believe anything you want to believe. At the end of the day, God is in control. And he is the one who gives you the mind that you have, that you don't want to use to believe.